Today I'm joined with Kim from Mount Pleasant Brewing Company, and we're going to be talking about what high gravity really stands for in alcohol in beers. So usually when I see malt beverages, usually cheap malt beverages, and says high gravity, usually I think that means it's going to taste horrible, but that's not necessarily the case. So if you can please explain to us.
High gravity usually means, and the start of fermentation, the more sugars, the higher the gravity. The more fermentable sugars it is. During the fermentation process, the sugar is converted to alcohol. So if you start with a lot of sugars, you're going to end up with a lot of alcohol. There are certain beers that are very high in alcohol. They still have a good flavor to them. They just you can only drink maybe one or two of these beers because of the alcohol content. The other beers that are, or malt liquors that you're talking about, they've raised the gravity with unknown sugars. You're not really sure. All they're doing is raising the gravity to make it higher in alcohol. So they can use the cheapest kind of sugar they want to make that high alcohol.
What are the differences in the sugars? Like, what would be a quality sugar versus one that's like a lesser sugar?
They could use, what we use is sugar extracted from barley, from malted barley, and that is the best way to make beer. But you could use synthetic sugars or anything that is fermentable to make that high gravity. Okay. So that might be why some of them are, say, high gravity and don't have the greatest flavor in the world, because all the product was trying to do was be high in alcohol and inexpensive, so it didn't cost a whole lot of money for them to do that. But there's a lot of good beers out there that are high gravity, and they taste very well because they're made with great ingredients, the finest ingredients possible, and then they're aged, and over a year they taste even better. The flavors blend, the alcohol blends with the flavors. But some of these other high gravity products that you're drinking are just, they boost the alcohol level and they try to keep it really cheap, so that's how that's their sales pitch.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I hope that gives some insight to all you guys on what high gravity is. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but in a lot of cases out of the cheap area, it is a bad thing. But it can be a great thing. What are some beers that are like a high gravity beer that is a good quality beer?
Barley wines. Barley wine is a style of beer that's higher in gravity. Double IPAs, Imperial Stouts, Imperial IPAs, they're all higher in gravity. But like a double IPA has a lot of hops in it to balance that sweetness and that alcohol. A Belgian triple is higher in gravity, but all these beers are made with fine ingredients. And if they're aged well and if they're fermented properly, they taste great. You can drink, especially the Belgian triples, in my opinion. But as far as some of the other ones that are made, the higher gravity ones that are made they're made with the ingredients are, the cheaper the ingredients, the cheaper the price of the high gravity drink you're getting. So,
awesome. Thank you very much, Kim, for your time. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers.